Thank you very much, Riaz. And we are talking about a brand new concept from Nabob. We are talking high coffee, but first, Jane, we've got to brew that perfect cup.
Yes, and it's pretty easy, but I think people have to change up some of their habits. First of all, they should start with really fresh coffee. And if you have beans, it's even better because then you can grind them and then use them. But store them in an airtight container once you've opened the package. That's really important because
my husband always throws them in the freezer, but that's not necessary.
That's not necessary.
Okay,
it's more the airtight.
Excellent.
Then measure the coffee, and people, I think, don't make as rich a coffee as they could. So we advocate 2 tablespoons per cup of coffee. And that makes it really rich. The next thing is make sure your coffee pot is brewing coffee at the right temperature. The thermostat gets really tired in these machines, and if the water's not coming through at between 180, ideally almost boiling, you're getting a very tepid cup of coffee, and you're not getting the best out of your coffee.
So this is the key piece of equipment.
Yes, an
basic
thermometer. So please, the coffee machines get so old so fast, so that's really important. Then when you brew the coffee, don't keep it for more than 20 minutes. It's just, that's when the oils taste really wonderful, and it's just rich tasting. It gets, when you pour the milk in and the coffee turns gray, bad sign.
Oh, well, there you go. There are the perfect tips for making the perfect cup of coffee. By the way, high coffee, Nabob High Coffee, happening today at Olympic Village. We will continue to tell you more about that concept coming up throughout the morning, Riaz, but we're here again at the Pacific Institute of Culinary Arts, where we're also going to do some great food pairings to go with our perfect Nabob coffee.
Deutsche Bay standing by with Julian Bond in the live. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, and time for a little high coffee with Nabob, and you're making the perfect savory dish. What are you making there, Julian?
Savory waffles, not the sweet kind, because this is the waffle mixture, regular waffle mixture, and we've added crispy bacon.
Okay.
Little caramelized onions, and we're going to cook it in, this is a little dinky waffle maker, but honestly, the reason we've done it in this one is, so when we cook the waffles, and I'll just cook this one side and close the lid, it makes waffles this big.
Oh, and they're like little finger. It's almost like, it's kind of the concept of like the little finger sandwich, but we're doing
you could dip that in an egg, couldn't you? Actually, it would be really, really good.
Absolutely could. And Jane, of course, we're talking about High Coffee, which is a big event that's happening, initiative with Nabob happening at Olympic Village, and people are going to get a chance to sample these kinds of things, right?
They are. There's no charge. This is a free event down at the Village Square, and Julian, will have lots of desserts and savory dishes for us to try. And the whole concept of high coffee is like high tea. It gives you a chance to try different types of coffees with different types of desserts and savory dishes. And this is the first time it's been done in Canada, and we're really looking forward to having people join us.
Couldn't ask for a better day. What are you putting on there, Julian?
Chicken salads, basically chicken, roast chicken.
Yep.
Everybody loves roast chicken. Green onion, a little bit of mayonnaise, and finishing it with a little crisp sage on top.
Now, I do have to ask this. I got to backtrack to the bacon, because how come your bacon doesn't look all fatty and this and that like when I make bacon?
Best trick to cook bacon is take a tray, a little parchment, and cook your bacon on a cooling rack. All the fat just below is healthier, and it goes super crispy like that.
And this makes a great complement to our coffee. Why? This dish here. Just
it's like a something savory. Instead of, I could have put like a coffee with the chicken breast and roasted the chicken breast with coffee. That would have been an excellent element to put coffee into the dish. But it's just that savory element. One bite, a cup of coffee, second bite, not messy. It's fun. It's afternoon coffee.
And you're going to tell people how to do that. High Coffee happening at Olympic Village today at high noon.
Yes.
And it'll be lots of fun. Riaz, we've done the savory. Coming up next, we're going to do a little sweet with our high coffee. Here at the Pacific Institute of Culinary Arts, where we are preparing for Nabob High Coffee. You are making one of the 6 dishes that people at home will be able to try for free today at Olympic Village. What are we making here?
I'm getting ready some toffee glaze that we're going to finish with a little salted sprinkle.
Perfect.
First of all, we're going to start with the donuts.
Okay.
Ready to jump in?
Yes, get right in there.
So we've got some baking powder, some baking powder, pastry flour, salt, and some sugar. We're just going to mix it up, add some buttermilk and an egg, some lemon zest, juice. We've got the zest already in there, and some melted butter. You're going to stir it all up, mix it to combine. It's just like a muffin method, wet and dry mixing. You're going to mix it till it's a gorgeous little together mix. which now we have here in a piping bag.
Perfect. I'll let you continue to pipe that. And Jane, let's talk a little bit about the concept again, about the Nabob high coffee. Right now we're making what seems to be a perfect pairing for coffee, a donut, right? What kind of roast should we really be focusing on when we're looking at mixing that sweet with our coffee?
Usually what I say is the darker the roast, the darker the dessert, or richer the dessert. So an espresso paired with a coffee a chocolate cheesecake is just marvelous.
And the misconception about dark roast is what?
That people think that dark roast, they call it strong, and they think that it has more caffeine, when actually it has less caffeine than a regular cup of coffee.
Very good. So it's just a matter of what you prefer to drink with what you're eating. You're just finishing up our donuts here right now. We got about 10 seconds left,
Yep, no worries.
Kristen.
This is it. So it's just a sugar water mix with a homemade caramel mixed together, sprinkled a little bit of fleur de sel, and that's what you have.
This is what it looks like. And Riaz, again, this is just one of 6 dishes. We have other dishes here that we're going to go over towards the end of the show as well. But High Coffee is a free event happening at Olympic Village. If you want to go and head there, it's at high noon. Hope to see you there.
We send things back down to Dawn, who's having a great morning with High Coffee.
A fantastic morning, and what a great afternoon it will be for Nabob's High Coffee happening at Olympic Village. Jane, what can people expect from today?
They'll have a chance to try different roasts of coffee with different savory and sweet foods, and Chef Julian has brought together some really wonderful ideas, and it's a chance to experiment, and we would hope that people would try this sort of thing at home when entertaining as well.
Excellent. And of course, we talked a little bit earlier about the darker the roast, the richer the dessert, but you've paired, Julian, some fantastic items, savory and sweet.
Yep, and the idea today is keep it simple and try a little bit of everything. So we're going to be having chicken and waffles, duck and prosciutto sandwiches with a little fig and walnut bread, the croissant bread pudding. Best way to make bread pudding. Scones. This is actually savory scones. We didn't talk about these today. They're made with goat cheese, goat cheese, rosemary, and olive. So absolutely decadent. And what have we got in front? The lemon donuts. Can't forget about lemon donuts. And over by Jane, we have the lovely parfaits with fresh rhubarb, seasonal for such a beautiful day.
Definitely a beautiful day, and this is a free event, right, Jane?
It is free, so what's not to like about coming down and having wonderful foods and a delicious cup of coffee? Come on down, it's great.
It is great. Once again, thank you so much again to the Pacific Institute of Culinary Arts and Julian Bond for creating this perfect high coffee. Jane, Julian, what do you think? Should we grab something as we go back to the studio? I'm going to go with the sandwich.
Finger food and use your fingers.
And a great event again, Riaz. For more information, people can, of course, head on to Olympic Village for high noon for High Coffee.